While CyberConnect 2's new title, Fuga, Melodies of Steel, was released at a time surrounded by other JRPG releases, after playing its first chapter, it convinced me that it deserves at least some attention. Its starting chapter gives a glimpse into a heartbreaking tale of kids caught up in war, getting through in their protective tank that is equipped with a special soul cannon that can sacrifice one of them in order to protect the group. That adds an extra layer to an already heavy story, and mixed with interesting hub mechanics such as cooking and bonding with limited stamina to do them with, and the pressure of how they'll help you be strong enough to avoid using that cannon makes playing through its chapters of limited battles seem like it could be very interesting. The potential for varied story moments and a heart-heavy journey have me curious about how Fuga will continue to play out after my short time with it, and if you're someone who enjoys games with choices that result in life and death mixed with adorable characters, Fuga Melodies of Steel is worth a look for a unique story experience. Fuga is based around an animal group of childhood friends from a small village who before one fateful day spent peaceful days together just like kids should. This is until one day their village is attacked by the Burman Empire, with many villagers and their families captured by the army. But the small group of friends manage to escape thanks to a mysterious voice in a radio that leads them to a nearby cave. In there, they find a special tank called the Tyrannus that allows them to get around safely and fight back against the Empire. So they set out to fight and get their families back while facing the hardships and decisions of war as they travel on their journey. The first chapter of this journey spends time establishing the kids' relationships with each other, with the adorable cast including the sweet but very young 4-year-old May, her 12-year-old capable brother Malt, their friend Hannah, who they often hang out with that aspires to be a doctor, and the city boy Kyle, who has a secret crush on her. Through bonding events, you can get to know their relationships more and about their dynamic, especially since you can control who you want to while in the Tyrannus, and this can make things all the more hard as the story progresses and gives you a certain tool that may involve saying goodbye to one of them. In Chapter 1, the Soul Cannon is introduced as an emergency failsafe for battle that you can use when your party is in a pinch but comes at a great cost. The word soul is in the name of this cannon for a reason, as this cannon runs on a type of bioenergy which can only be obtained by taking a human life, which in this game means the lives of one of these children. The first chapter allows you to keep everyone by teaching you how important the mechanics in between these big battles are, with things like creating bond links, upgrading your tank, and even scrap fishing and cooking to gain resources, giving you the buffs and things you need to win in the next fight. You're only given a limited amount of AP to do these things with though, so to keep your teammates alive you have to really think about which course of action is best, and sometimes this means skipping out on bond events in place of something that directly affects stats. The element of uncertainty in these moves is what makes playing Fuga an interesting experience, and this mechanic is what had Fuga put its hooks into me, as I wanted to see what would happen next based on the choices I made. Keeping the unique feeling in Fuga is its turn-based tank-based combat that has battle focusing on using different types of attacks and skills to get the upper hand in battle and keep these kids safe. Battles occur as you enter a part of the map with set events that range from healing, tank time, and fighting enemies, and in line with keeping things interesting, there's more to fighting than just a battle of strength. There are different types of tanks for starters, with aerial ones requiring you to switch to party members who have higher accuracy to deal with them, and some bosses also have weak points that you can exploit that can counter some of their strong points, like them healing during battle. Link attacks unlocked through conversations also seem like they'll be more useful as you play too, with the ones I learned in the first chapter being a big help in the boss that the game has you initially soul cannon for, as being able to attack both of its parts and get a little healing in is the difference between keeping these kids alive or making a great sacrifice. In other areas, there are lots of things that make this game unique too. Money isn't used in it as it has no value during war, so cities allow you to barter and trade items for better ones instead. Throughout my stop to a town at the beginning of the second chapter, a kid also handed over a comic book, and I was pleasantly surprised to see I could go into the menu and actually read it. That makes these a delightful in-game collectible that there seems to be quite a few of, and there are also many conversations to see based on who you play as back in the tank or who you keep alive or not that gives a fair bit of replayability for those who want to see everything. All in all, as my my first experience in the Little Tail Bronx series that was easy to jump into thanks to these new characters. While I unfortunately don't have time to play more Fuga right away, it isn't a game I'll be forgetting about anytime soon thanks to its cute yet heart-wrenching story promise about these kids doing their best in war, making me think I want to come back to it sometime. And I hope more people give this unique war story a chance, as it seems to be doing something unique in this world. With its unique ideas and a lot of weight put on using its mechanics to prevent losing characters, Fuga Melodies of Steel seems like an interesting game with a lot of promise. Watching the protagonist feel the death of one of their friends was a great way to introduce some of its harsher mechanics, and the way it motivated me to do better next time and the relief I felt when I did makes me love how the game managed to affect the way I played in its first chapter. Its story and sacrifice mechanics aren't the only unique things in it though, with interesting upgrade systems and world building items making me want to play with it more, along with its good costs and illustrations that give it a unique feeling of its own. It's a standout 2021 release that I think is well worth taking a look at for fans of games with big consequences, and I'm looking forward to coming back to it to see if I can keep everyone alive in what seems like a unique and special story. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried Fuga Melodies of Steel, and if you have, what did you think of it? And let me know if you're gonna try it. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below. Thank you to CyberConnect2 for reaching out with a code for this video. I am very, very thankful, and until next time, thank you, bye!